Alright, I'm gonna just start right now. How's everyone doing? What's up? Hey, this is gonna be pretty quick because I gotta go eat dinner in a bit with a couple peeps. So, we're just gonna run through this one really quick. If you don't happen to catch it live, you know, everything goes onto the YouTube channel, just imports on over from Twitch to YouTube. So you'll hear the exact same thing here as you'll hear over there. Yeah, just had to get that out the way. Alright, so tomorrow, we got the new Water Lab banner. Got it for The new Water Labyrinth that comes out tomorrow. The boss is Salamander. Season 2. Kind of like a little bit like Snow Giant in the fact that you do get stunned once you get to part 2. All that stuff. You have hero equipment for Pain, Layla Ward, Lulu Waka Lion, Mia, Riku, and Arya. So those are going to be the ones that are featured on the banner today. Everything except for Ward, I think. Because they didn't give Ward anything new. Unless he's on banner 2, then that's where you can get his stuff. Pull 3 times, you can get the Psychic Pain dress record. Oh yeah, they are going to give you this one if you pull 3 times. So if you don't know if you're going to pull, this is the only possible chance you can get this dress record. Yada yada yada, don't know when it comes back. Haven't seen it come back in JP yet. And Argent Odin balance change, don't know anything about that. Then you have Homer for Dr. Mog again. So if you have any questions on those, make sure to click those links and it'll explain it much further and in better detail than I will today. Okay, so now we're going to go on to the lab banner. You got new True Arcanes for Bart and Pain, new Saints for Pain and Arya. Layla gets the 7-star Water Chain. And you got Sarah's Awakening 2, Tidus' Awakening 2, which is really good for Tidus. Yes. That is probably going to be your main hit, since you should have anything and everything for Tidus, unless you are really unlucky and you don't have his SASB 2 at the very least. And you get a new glitch for Pain, and you get a new glitch for Arya. Stamps are regularly the same, except for the dress record change. You know, I always think for stamps they should put moats a little bit higher up, but that's probably more incentive for you to pull more, so that you can get those moats. But I mean, they give away moats pretty easily these days. But if you're ever low on them, it sucks if you got to pull 16 to 18 times to get some stupid moats. You know what I mean? And then, of course, you get 1 scroll if you pull 20 times. I don't know anyone's going to pull 20 times, because by your 15th pull, you should have everything on the banner that you want. If not, you're very unlucky, and don't worry about it. We all go through it. Alright, let's look at these relics. So we got the TASBs for Bart's and Pain. They're your regular run-of-the-mill ones, BDL +1. And, let's see. Bart's doesn't get in water here. So, look at that very closely. It doesn't give him in water, but it does give him BDL +1 and fire resistance +20%. That fire resistance +20% will go really well with Bart's Sync, and I will let you know why in a bit. And then Pain's is, you know, the regular run-of-the-mill one, and water, BDL +1, and True Augment mode. Both of those probably go off damage for further TASB second activation damage requirements and damage BDL breaks, so you don't have to worry too much about those. Alright, let's look into Pain Sync. Swordplay Deluge. 15, single water, neutral element. Physical attacks gives N Water 3, Sync, BDL +1, YRP mode, and Break Buster. Let's look at that real quick. So as you can see right here, Bart's is TA, Pain TA, regular stuff. If you don't know what they do, they give you BDL +1. If you do a certain amount of damage over 100,001, under over 300,001 damage, it gives you an extra BDL on top of your second activation of that Soul Break. Alright, let's see, Pain Sync. So, Pain Sync 2 is a little bit different than her Sync 1. Sync 1 is the one where she gets BDL +1 for each Command 1 activation in Sync 1. So it will work well with the DASB in the future. So if you have that, hold on to it. Pain is probably going to be very, very good in the future, along with Tidus. Just because of those 2 relics alone. Alright. So let's see, Liquid Steel Overdrive. Physical, 1 hit, 1 time single hit overflow, and defend, water, luck. Instant self quick cast, and it gives her luck +1. So the command's pretty cookie cutter, but let's see what YRP mode does. Chase, Sync, Defend, Water ability damage +20, 30, 50, 70%, and she can dual, triple, quad, or quint cast water. And it gives her crit chance +0 up to 100% based on the amount of luck she has. So it's based on 1, 2, 3, 4 luck stacks. YRP mode, Chase Water, self luck =0. So what that does is every time you use her defense command, you get luck +1, luck +1, luck +1. And so what you would probably do is, yeah, it's basically kind of like Biggs. Highly in the chat said it pretty much better than I could over explaining it. Basically just like Biggs, there's another person that has that same thing. So it'll quint cast the command 1. You stack it, then unleash it all in one turn. Probably on the last turn of the sync. If you're lucky, you get another turn of the sync. But that's basically how it works. And then if you have Yuna or Riku in the party and they're alive, if Riku's alive, it gives a full break debuff for 8 seconds. And if Yuna's alive, it gives a 1k party medic. So it's very team oriented around Yuna and Riku. I'd say it's the weaker of the two syncs, of course, because, you know, who doesn't want a break damage limit just from a command 1 ability, especially if you can stack that with the DASB in the future. So yeah, if you get that, that's how you would use it. Use command 2 4 times, and then you would command 1 and just let it all out. Let it all go. Alright, let's move on to Arya's sync. Arya's sync is... I personally wouldn't go after Pain Synchro 2. That's definitely not a want for my needs or wants. But, you know, Desire Sensor is a bitch sometimes. Alright, Arya Synchro, Prismatic Plea. This is going to be one of many healer syncs that becomes apparent in future banners. You'll see why. Instant Party Medica, 105 potency, and then it gives Raise, of course. Water QC4. I think that's not a party water QC4. That's just for self water QC4. And water synchro mode BL +1 and Maiden of Water mode. So here is what we're gonna look at for Arya. Here we go. Attack, Bard, White Magic. Maiden's Miracle is a white magic, 3-hit single water, neutral element. Attack, and then it gives Party Medica based on how many heroes within water. So it turns your healer into a pseudo DPS under that sync. Oh, screwed. There's no D-Wokes on this banner, unfortunately, but wait a couple weeks until Fest, and then you'll get all the D-Wokes and go for all the D-Wokes you want. So back to Arya. So yeah, 3 single attacks on your command 1. Medica based on the amount of N water you have in your party. Of course, the more N water, the more it's gonna heal. And then your defense is Maiden's Champ, which is an instant single target 55 potency heal, gives QC1 and pain -10%, so it reduces the amount of damage said character can take by reducing the amount of pain stacks. And then here is the best part of the sync. Maiden of Water mode chases sync with a white magic 100k fixed damage hit. So it is fixed damage, will not be reduced by anything. I think except maybe Dragon King Wind Wall or Labyrinth Wall. I don't know. I haven't tried out one of those things before, but someone in here has, and with Mont Blanc, so they'll tell me if that is true or not. And then you can use it for 4 chases. So that's a free. Well, I wouldn't say free, but it's attacked on, 400k, 399,996 if you want to be, anal about it. Free damage on top of her sync commands. So it turns him into a pseudo DPS for a bit. Just pseudo, just nice. But the good thing about this is if you use it against Dragon King or Labyrinth, it will break wall each time because potency is so high, and since fixed damage does get reduced from what I see here by wall and stuff like that, then it'll be a guaranteed rage break. Rage break. Alright, so Arya's Synchro actually isn't too bad. It's probably not like anything higher tier on here, but if you get that, you could turn her into a pseudo DPS while she's also healing, etc, etc, etc. But remember, you only get 4 chases of that, and then after that, she might want to either use USB, ASB, anything like that to keep your party alive. Alright. Now we're on a Layla Synchro. Layla Synchro is a redo. 6 hit instant single water. Defense gives water ability plus 30%, 3 single hit. And then she chases her each sync ability with a 5 hit single enemy water hit. Every second activation, it imperils. So she turns into a pretty good imperiler on top with Riku because of aquatic weakness and Riku's ability to W-cast thief abilities. So you can use them to put on as much imperil as you want, and then just keep on doing more damage from there. I'm not going to go too into that one since that one's old. Alright, Sarah's Sync. Sarah's Sync is another redo from a Fest banner. It's not really a high want, but it's something. Tidal Arrow. This is the one that people were trying to avoid a little while ago, but if you want to complete Sarah, go for it. So, what it is Metamorph Shot, which is attack chases every 2 uses with the Imperil for 5 seconds. And yeah, and it's, you know, and her defense one is, you know, instant single water. So Crystal Tier mode gives defense and res plus 30%, and it reduces her casting time. And you chase 3 sync abilities with the black magic, 1 times piercing, water elemental. So it pierces wall, def res mind wall, all that good stuff. So you don't have to worry about that. I don't want this really, you know, I don't really need this for Sarah. Her AASB2 is probably a little bit better for her along with her HA, since her HA is every 2 activation water imperil, but Go-Go is at every activation water imperil. So you're probably better off bringing Go-Go instead of Sarah at for imperils anyway on the magic side. And then it does everything else in there that I don't really want to go over because I really don't want to worry about this sync too much, and it's also old. But let's move on to Bart's water sync, his 4th and final synchro. Unless he had it already. No, I think this is new. Let me see. Nope, it's old. But yeah, let me go into this one since it goes on really well with the TASB. So, Water Blade, 6 times single hit, defense, Dance of Streams, and it gives him instant self dual cast plus 1 and water damage plus 10%. So it gives him so it's kind of like his, kind of like his Wind Sync, in which it gives him a guaranteed double cast through the defense activation. And then, let's see what else it does. Torrential Bond, chase 3 sync abilities with self water resistance plus 10%. And then here's the other thing, Devotion mode, self water ability damage plus 10, 20, 30%, and you get up to HQC under fire resistance plus 30%. So if you use the ADSB, you get more fire resistance. You use his sync, and after you chase your sync, the 3rd sync ability, you will get HQC with Bart's. So this is probably Bart's fastest water combo. You would use his water sync with ADSB if you happen to have both of them. Get both of them, and then you would just keep chucking out your command 1 as much as you can, and just pray for W cast. Unless you want those guaranteed, then you would use defense every now and then. All right, Sarah's new awakening 2, Awoken Water mode. Let's look at that real quick. This is probably a higher one on the banner. It's funny that the AASBs here are more of the higher ones on the banner than the syncs, you know, because most of the syncs besides Layla and Arya here are just mid-tier, not that great. You really, if you get it, I mean, you could probably make use of it, but I definitely won't use it. But if you do, go for it. You know, test it out, test the waters out, see what you can do with it, Remember, everyone's game is different, so just to go have fun with it. I'm not the final say on any of this. I just give you a suggestion that's mine. But yeah, let's go to Sarah's water sink. Water awakening. Blah. Alright. So Awoken Water Mode. Unlimited water hones, rank boost water, and auto W cast. Along with a Def Res Mine debuff. So you can use this to break, the Def Res Mine wall, which is probably one of your better options. If you don't happen to bring anyone that has that, say your Kate Sith doesn't have it, and you got Sarah's ASB2. This would be the perfect time to use it. Once you can get rid of that wall, and two, so you can put that same type debuff on the box. And it also imperils water for 20% on activation. It's pretty good, honestly. It makes up for her terrible SASB2. I'll say that. And it really makes her HA much more usable, and a higher. Let's say, it makes it much more usable. I'm trying to put too much words into this. Too many words into this. And then it chases 3 waters with self-water damage plus 30% and QC plus 1. So, after you use 3 abilities, so you probably get the HA, you would get water imperil 30% on there. Then you get a water damage plus 30%. Keep doing more damage, And then if you still happen to have Sarah, usable at that point, I think she has a water A USB that you can use. But if not, you would probably use this a little later in the fight. Mainly when the Aegis comes up. So anywhere between, 8 to 15 seconds, depending on how fast you go. And then you can just keep on going from there. Use your USB. I think the USB gives QC every water ability use. I don't remember. I have to check that. I don't use it that often to remember that off the top of my head. Alright, now we're on to the other real prize. Other than Layla's chain, which is not pictured here somewhere, but I'll just go over it real quick. So, Layla's chain Tide Link. Basically, the Gen 7, the Gen 3 water chain, 7-star, instant party attack plus 50%, water chain 150 chain, and gives water damage. Gives water damage plus based on the amount of end water in the party. So you can put more Empower water on your team, depending on how much end water you have. It'd be good to either plan all that at one time so you can do more damage, but it does only last for 5 seconds, and it gives yourself IC1. So Layla is the first person with 2 Gen 3 7-star chains. Don't know if that's going to be a common theme in the future. Right now it's not, but I think there's a couple that do, that aren't, the Realm chain and an Elemental chain. But Layla's the only one with 2 Elemental 7-star chains at the moment. And then, so that's basically that. Most of the 7-star chains are kind of the same, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. And then let's go to Tidus' Awakening 2, the best part of this banner. I'm going to hype this shit up as much as I can, because Tidus is the boy. He's your favorite main character, not main character, and you know he is, and you're lying if you don't. Other than Zack, of course. Alright, so Tidus Awakening 2. Sharpshooter mode, basically kind of like his ASB1, so if you put them together, he's not going to be triple casting since they're the same mode, so you either use one or the other. I would personally use this one before I would use ASB1 after this one comes out, and you'll see why. WCast Sharpshooter in Rookie Fighter mode, so you chase every water ability with a 6-hit single range water chase that increases multiplier with each use. The amount of multiplier it does increase up to, I don't know. You should check that yourself. Next time I'll have it up right in front of me so I can give you the exact potency of it. But it does get stronger with each use, I think up to 3 times. And then here's the best part of it. Along with SASV2, Rookie Fighter mode, chase every 2 water ability with self-water ability damage plus 30% for 1 turn. So this is the best part of this ASB2. It's what his ASB1 is lacking in terms of further supplying more damage, so that you can either one, keep using command 1 if you want to go fast, or rotate between command 1 HA, Command 1, HA. Personally, I would do Command 1 HA, Command 1 HA, since Command 1 in Sync AS in Sync 2 gives him water damage plus 30% already for that next turn. So if you do Command 1, then HA, you'll have a constant supply of water damage plus 30%. But if you don't care and you just want to keep going fast and you just want to keep not having to worry about inputs, then just keep doing Command 1 over and over and over and over again. At a certain point it makes a difference once the boss has higher defense, but if you're fighting lower difficulty bosses, it won't make too much of a difference. But yeah, my main wants here are, of course, let's see, Tidus's Awakening 2, Sarah's Awakening 2, and Layla's Chain. Arya paying everyone else, consolation prizes, not really hunting for that. So, if I get those, I'm pretty much set. And let me see this real quick. But yeah, it kind of sucks that Layla doesn't have a WCAS LMR, but I mean, she does have an Imperil LMR, which is cool. And that's I guess that's kind of the way they want her to go. But in the end, she'll probably get a DASB, which will be even more ridiculous. So, because she's already one of the fastest characters in the game, along with Haste plus IC3 LM2. So it's gonna be fun one way or another once she gets that DASB, and then we'll see if she gets a guaranteed. See if she gets a guaranteed every triple LMR plus. That's probably what they're gonna end up giving her, unless they give her like one of the ones that Arya has, or a different one that matches like her speed and gives her more damage. I don't know, but we'll see, because it could just be like a damage LMR based on having a dagger on her or a hat. I don't know, but we'll see. I would like it much more if they gave her the one, every guaranteed triple. That'd be pretty cool. And then we're moving on to Pain's Flash Plus, gives End Water Sacking, and Spellblade QC. I believe that's for 15 seconds. And then Arya's Flash Plus, Glint Plus, Instant Party 100% Fire Stone Skin. So this is a very good survivability glint, but it's only useful against fire. So if you bring Arya to any firefights, she will be one of the strongest fire healers in the game. Tack that on with USB 1, and you almost would have Fire Stone Skin up 100% of the time. Yeah, I know, Psychotic. I know, where was this when we were fighting Ifrit, man? But the USB 1 spam is so good. It just completely neuters the fight. And it's kind of funny that she's the only one that has... Is she the only one that has like an elemental stone skin 100%? Because if so, they probably realize, yeah, that's pretty stupid and busted. We're not doing that again. Kind of like how Cloud is the only one with the USB that gives him BDL plus 9. He said, yeah, we're not doing this shit again. But that would have made the game more fun. More damage is more fun. Isn't that right? Then you got Banner 2. So this is... We're going to go over Banner 2 real quick. Just really, really quick. So we got Mia, TASB Synchro. Good stuff. I would highly recommend you get that. It might be on a Dream Banner. It might not be on a Dream Banner. You can wait for Dream Banners to come. We might get them around Black Friday. We probably should get them around Black Friday because we haven't gotten them yet. So if you want to wait to see if you can, Dream Pool Mia Sync if you don't have it, that would be a good idea. And then the TASB just push more damage on top of that. TASB is based off of ability uses. So it's not a damage one, it's an ability use one. So every water ability between 1 to 9, at 3 it gives her an extra BDL on the activation, and at 9 plus it gives her an extra BDL on the activation. TS Sync 2 is here. So this is one of the best water physical syncs in the game. Get it if you don't. It might be on the Dream Banner. Gives him ATB times 2 at HQC. It's pretty busted. Good stuff. Go Sync gives him the ability to keep on putting water imperils on top of his HA, and he has a significantly damage boost with a Rod LMR. So give him a Rod, give him his water HA, give him his Sync. Go will be one of your guaranteed water magic imperils. Probably the best in the game, I think. Mia ASB 2, better than ASB 1 because it doesn't have water radiant, which can ruin, speed tricks, if mostly just because of radiant ticks and how radiant shield, activates and works in the game. But this one gives her plus 30% water damage every second ability use. So like Tidus, you can do the command 1 HA rotation and you'll be set to go. And then you got Gogo's Awakening, which gives Party QC3, and it mimics the last ability used that he can mimic. So if your last ability used before you use that ASB2 is the Allegro Komodo, it's gonna W cast that. Same with Wrath, same with all that stuff. So I would recommend you use this after you use a damaging ability like Mia's HA, anything like that. It will mimic HAs, so don't worry about that, but it won't mimic sync commands. Then you got Arc ASB, Water Holy, works well with his HA, you can look that up soon. You got Mia's Chain, which is the Gen 2.5 chain, 99 chain, magic plus 50%, and 50% water field, and water damage plus 20%. So, Arc G+, Mia G+, which is just N water stacking, and HQC1, IC1. And you got Gogo, has the LMR+, which chases his third water ability with even more Imperil. Yeah, so you get even more Imperil on top of that. And then you got Arc LMR+, which is a summon / white magic 3-hit hybrid chase, and it gives himself summoning random ether. So it just has more damage on top of more damage for Arc. And I think his HA is white magic, so you would put his LM2 on top of that. Yeah, so that's the banner. Like I said, most of the stuff I'm going for is, let's go up here. Wait, I'm moving too fast now, but I do have to go in a bit. So most of the stuff I'm going for, I mean, Tidus ASB2, I would like to get that at least 10, 15, whatever. I'll take as many of those as I can get. And then Layla's Chain, of course, Sarah's Awakening, and then everything else on top of that is just extra. Probably between all the syncs, I would want Arya's the most, and Pain and Bart is pretty cool. So, yeah. Don't really care about the G+, but the G+ are nice. Of course, if you need another form of stacking your end element is never a bad idea, because it just means more damage. And then banner 2, I would recommend to wait and see what dream banners come before you pull on this banner. You may really want Mia's and Tidus' sync, but you can just wait for that. See if they come, but then don't do any pulls probably before those show up, so you can really just see and test out, because I think we get free pools too. So just wait and see what you can get before the banner goes away, before you really decide if you want it or not. Exile MLG, I'm doing like at least 10 pulls, but I just want to do enough to get Tidus' ASB2 while as maxed out as I can. It really doesn't. If I get a 115, that's cool, whatever. And then Layla's Chain, that'd be a 1, and Sarah's Awakening. So hopefully anywhere between 1 to 10. I don't want to do all 10 because I kind of want to save for next week's FFX banner for Riku and Waka stuff. But we'll see. You never know how RNG is gonna treat you on certain days. You got good days, you got bad days. But yeah, that's it for this banner review. It's a longer one today. It's around 35 minutes. But yeah, most of it, your water team should be good enough to handle Lab. Sub 30 is probably pretty relevant for a lot of people. It's pretty much there. And sub 20, you're gonna have to put a little bit more effort into this one, but it's also there too. So remember, this is just advice. I can't stream tomorrow. I'll be busy around. I mean, I'll stream the pools. I can't stream the fight right after the pools, but I'll see if I can do that Friday, because I have more time Friday. So I'll probably try to do DK11 Friday, and I'll do the water labs on Friday. But I'm probably just gonna farm for a bit, get my lab tech, and then I'll go from there. But yeah, I'll have more time on Friday. If nothing comes up, I'll put it in the Discord that if I'm gonna stream or not. So get ready for a bunch of resets. But we'll probably just go for a kill first, and then we'll work on refining it as we get more and more into the fight. Oh yeah, FF1 with Mia's new stuff too. That's not a bad idea. I'll put those 3 in the suggestion box. So I got DK11, DK1, and Water Lab. All right, everybody. You have a good one. Remember, this is all just advice. Pull whatever you want. Be happy with what you pull. And then, if you're not happy, then that sucks, cocksuckers. All right, bye.